What up, biatches? I'm Polka Dot Pigeon. Welcome back to my channel. So there's a lot that's different on the screen right now. One being my hair is now black. You guys got one video with the yellow hair. I hated it so much, and last time I had my hair yellow I really liked it, so I think this time it's because my sides are shorter than the rest of my hair and it was making the sides look brown, like a diarrhea yellowish brown color, and then the top of my hair was like neon highlighter yellow. It didn't blend well together, it looked ugly, and all I could do was dye it a darker color because if I tried to bleach my hair again it literally would have fallen out. So I'm rocking with the black hair again. I also rearranged my whole entire room, so this is my new filming background, and I don't have any eye makeup on. So there's a lot that looks different than usual. I would be wearing eye makeup if my eyes would stop watering for no reason. I'm just trying to think that I look like 90s off-duty supermodel or something, like I'm giving a Shalom Harlow. I don't know. I really don't like how I look, but it's okay. Anyways, now that that's all out of the way, onto the substance of the video. Today I'm going to be discussing spring/summer 2025 fashion trends, which might be surprising to some of you because I've talked about my disinterest in fashion trends quite a lot on my channel. I often just express that I just don't care about them. Like, I know about trends, like I'm aware of what's trending and what's hip. I just don't care enough to watch trend prediction videos, trend forecast, trend rundowns, those videos on TikTok that are like, here are what the cool girls are wearing, blah blah blah. I just tend to just not care. One, because I don't dress myself based on what's trending in fashion, you know, I wear what I want to wear. Two, I feel like they're really predictable and redundant because obviously fashion is cyclical, so you're gonna see certain trends going out of style and then coming back into style, going out of style, and the trend cycle is so fast nowadays. Like, we're seeing trends that were trending like a year ago and then went out of fashion like in 2 months and now they're back again. Like, it's just predictable, and I feel like I don't need to watch a video just to be told the same things over and over again, you know? I can just see that with my eyes and I know, oh, this is trending because literally everyone's wearing it on TikTok or Instagram or whatever. And then third, I feel like a lot of the mainstream fashion trends that I see are very hard to style in a way that feels like me. Usually when I try out a trend that I actually do like, I always feel like I'm wearing a costume, or like I just don't feel like myself, which makes me not feel good about my outfit, and it just makes me feel like I'm not me, you know? Which it's never that serious, like it's literally clothes, who cares? But I'm the type of person that if my outfit's bad and I don't like my outfit personally, it just ruins my day, which I know a lot of people are like that, that's not just me. So even if I do like a fashion trend that's popping off, I find it very, very hard to style it in a way that I like, so I just tend to just be like, oh, I'll admire it from my phone or in a book or a magazine, but I'm not gonna try it out. And the point of today's video is kind of to try to change my mind in that aspect, to challenge myself to discuss these trends, participate in the trend conversation, and style them in my own personal style realm. Because I don't have to be a hater, you know? I'm using the term hater lightly. I don't hate fashion trends. I don't hate the fashion trend discussion. It's just, like I said, redundant, and I just tend to find myself not caring about it. And the thing that I don't like about it the most is that I feel like people get so caught up in the fashion trend discussion, and they feel like they have to wear whatever's trending, which is not the case. You don't. I mean, if you want to do that, but I think it's kind of really unsustainable, and you end up looking like everybody else all the time, you know? And it's hard to try to find your own personal style when you're just dressing based on what's trending. But I'm not hating on anybody who does that. I'm not hating on the creators who make these videos. Obviously, I'm making one right now. This is just my own thing. I'm trying to become more interested and more willing to be in the discussion of fashion trends, and I'm gonna try to style them, even though I feel like a lot of these I am gonna have a very hard time styling in a way that feels like me. Hopefully that made sense. And honestly, kind of what inspired this video is just I feel like I'm so uninspired fashion-wise recently, and I found myself being low-key a hater of everything in my own closet, you know? Not a hater of you know what I mean. I'm just so uninspired fashion-wise by my own closet. I even went thrifting, didn't find anything, and I was actually annoyed by the experience. I like absolutely hated it and I wanted to leave, which has never happened to me in a thrift store. I love thrifting. And so that experience kind of was just like, what the heck's wrong with me? And then I was just scrolling on Pinterest one day and I saw like a fashion trend breakdown thing, and I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna try to style these fashion trends, and hopefully that somehow sparks more inspiration in my mind. I'm not making any sense. Anyways, I'm gonna discuss the fashion trends now, and I'm gonna be styling some outfits along with some of them, not all of them, because I have a lot of trends on my list. And let's just get on into it. Okay, I have all the trends on my phone, so if I look at my phone, that's why. I have a lot of sources for these trends, like Vogue, various YouTubers. To name a few, there's Phoebe Taylor, Steal the Spotlight, Cup of Jordy and B. Jones Style, and various others, various web articles, yada yada yada. They basically all say the same thing, but I just wanted to give you a few sources specifically, you know? Anyways, I won't make you guys wait any longer. The first trend that I've been seeing quite often, and I've been hearing a lot of people discussing, it doesn't really have like a name, it's just like a circus vibe in general. We're seeing a lot of like circus themed things. For example, like argyle tights, like balloon hem shorts, like tulle collars. I feel like collars of a lot of sorts, those have been trending for a while, but I feel like now they're also trending as well, you know? And within this circus theme, there are also a lot of other trends that we're seeing. For example, bloomers. Bloomers have been trending for like 3 years or whatever, but I'm not talking about like the short bloomers. I mean like longer bloomers, like pantaloon, like jester looking pants. Those are trending, I feel like, based on what I've seen. I don't know if pantaloon is the right word, but I'll show reference pictures and stuff. This is actually one of the trends that I'm gonna try styling in my own way. I have a pair of, they're not necessarily bloomers, but I'm gonna make them into bloomers and I'm gonna style them. So you'll see in the outfit what I do. And I feel like since those longer bloomer type of pants are trending, I feel like capris are trending a lot more now, which I'm happy about. I love capris, and I feel like they were hated on it for so long, and I like literally never understood the hate. I've always thought they were so cute. Well, there was probably a time when I also thought they were ugly, but for as long as I can remember recently, I thought they were so cute and so versatile, and I just thought you could do a lot with them. And now it appears that a lot of people are jumping on board with that. There's a lot of like little small designers that I see making like little capri like skirt pant sets along with like a little tube top vibe. I'll put pictures if I can find them, but I'm sure you've seen like the little legging capri sets. There's a lot of those that are trending now, and a lot of designers and stuff are making capri length things, and I'm a fan. I have no complaints. I love capris. And the next trend I'm going to be discussing has honestly been trending for a while now, but since the weather is getting warmer, you know, spring, summer, warm weather, it's going to be even more prevalent, I feel like, and that is micro shorts. And along with micro shorts, I feel like knee-high things are also becoming more trendy, like knee-high socks, knee-high boots, knee-high whatever. I don't know. I feel like that's a lot more. You see that a lot more. When micro shorts first started trending, I feel like they were worn a lot with like tights. But I feel like now it's just like knee-high socks instead of like the full-on tight. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's just what I feel like I've seen more of. And to be honest, I've participated in the micro short trend. I love micro shorts, and I feel like it's honestly like one of the easiest mainstream trends to incorporate into my own style. So I'll show you guys a little outfit I put together. I actually don't know how I'm styling it yet, but it'll cut to it and you'll see what I'm wearing. Once again, another thing that's been trending but is still continuing to trend. That is ballet flats. But not just any ballet flats. I feel like the sporty ballet flats are like super popular right now. You know, Puma has some, Adidas I think. Emma Chamberlain wore a pair to Coachella that I really liked. They were like cream, like lace up ballet flats. They're like running shoe ballet flats. Like those are the kind that I feel like are super trending now. Also, there's like toe shoes. You know, it just like looks like a toe sock, but it's a shoe. I feel like that kind of fits into the same category as like athletic ballet flats. And obviously we're not only seeing athletic ballet flats, any ballet flats. Okay, this next trend is one that I kind of gave no chance in my mind. I was like, I'm never styling that, and I never will, because I just don't like how it looks. And that is like the super baggy like barrel jeans, or just normal baggy jeans. I personally hate the look of them, and also they always drag on the ground, and that grosses me out. And I more so won't even give the trend a chance because of the fact that most baggy jeans drag on the ground. I don't want my pants dragging on the ground. Like, I've seen it styled well. I'm not like a hater, like in the sense that like, ew, it looks ugly every single time. But wear what you want, man. I have no fashion credentials. I'm simply a person who states that I'm interested in fashion. So if you like them, wear them. That's just a trend that is trending, and I just happen to not like it. This next trend I initially hated. I hated so much, and then I feel like it kind of evolved in a more mature way, which made me like it more. And that is bloquette core, or sportswear mixed with occasion wear. When I first saw it, I was like, that literally looks like a 5-year-old who went to ballet practice and then put on their brother's soccer jersey to go into the grocery store with their mom. Like, it literally looked so messy. Messy is the wrong word. It kind of looked like coordinated chaos, but like in a bad way, because usually I like chaotic outfits, but I did not like these outfits. I did not like the frilly skirts with the soccer jersey or the basketball jersey and the white sock and the ballet flat or some sneaker. I hated it so much, and I never wanted to try it. I sound very mean. If you like that style, once again, don't listen to me. Wear what you want. I'm not gonna go up to you on the street and be like, your outfit's so ugly. I don't care. If it makes you happy, I'm happy, you know? I don't think I could pull it off. But then this style started to evolve because it's been trending for a while, but now it's trending in a different way. It's kind of like a more elevated, mature way, in my opinion. And it also has like hints of 2007, like J-Lo, Rihanna, pink street style fashion is what it reminds me of. And I think that's why I like it so much now. Like, I just think it looks cool now. Hopefully you can visualize what I'm talking about. And once again, I'm putting pictures and visualizations on the screen to kind of get my point across of what I mean. But I think I have 2 or 3 outfits that I'm going to show you guys that are inspired by this new mature version of bloquette core, aka sportswear mixed with occasion wear. I love this trend, and it's not a trend for me. I've been wearing this specific item of clothing for a while now, and it's a very versatile piece of clothing, which is why it's not a trend for me. I'm gonna keep it in my style for however long. That is ponchos, or shawls, or whatever you want to call them. I love ponchos so much, and I'm really glad they're getting the recognition they deserve, and I hope they're here to stay. Here to stay. The Korn song? I don't know if it's on that album, but that's a Korn song. What was I saying? I'm seeing so many cute outfits on Pinterest and TikTok, Instagram, all social media of ponchos being styled, and I love it. I haven't seen them styled as much as skirts, which is a way I like to wear them a lot, but I'm gonna show you outfits of them styled the correct way, like as an actual poncho. But like I said, they are very versatile. And I feel like this item of clothing is really easy to find without having to like break the bank or go shop fast fashion or go buy new whatever. I see ponchos in the thrift store so often. They are very easy to come across and they're always gorgeous. I feel like I've never seen an ugly poncho. Like, I've wanted to buy every single poncho I've ever seen, but I don't, because I don't need 12 million of them. I think I have 3, but I am planning on getting more because I love them so much. And like I said, I've literally never seen an ugly poncho, literally never. So yeah, I feel like it's just like a very accessible fashion trend. I'm not one to promote like going and buying things specifically for the trend, but if you were to do that, I would hope you would go to thrift stores and do it instead of buying fast fashion and stuff, you know? If you're gonna want to buy every single trend, go to a thrift store. But yeah, ponchos, I love them and I always will. They're beautiful. Okay, this next trend I feel like always comes back every spring and summer. I feel like it's never truly gone. Even in like winter and fall, I feel like there's always some aspect of it trickling around within fashion. And that is boho dressing, you know, bohemian dressing. I saw somebody say boho, motor chic, whatever the heck that is. Just bohemian dressing in general. Chloe does it very well, beautifully. Valentino, I think, just did a runway recently where it was more of like the eclectic, like sultry, super textured and like velvet and bejeweled type of bohemian, you know? Isabel Marant also does it pretty well, I feel like. But just boho in general, you know? The flowy fabrics, linens, lingerie is day wear, so you'll see white flowy slip tops with a white flowy slip skirt, suede, fringe, velvet, jewel adornments, pearls. And then we can't forget about sequins. I feel like sequins aren't really seen as like boho necessarily. I feel like they're seen as tacky most of the time, but I feel like sequins can be done in such like an elevated way. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned it on the channel before, that like I'm not a fan of the hatred of sequins. I feel like sequins can be done so well, especially within the boho aesthetic. Also lace, I almost forgot to mention lace. Lace is a big part. But yeah, I feel like we're just seeing a lot of like this just like laid back, relaxed, flowy linens. And it makes sense because we don't want to wear skin tight clothing when it's 100 degrees. But like I mentioned, like the Valentino runway did like the kind of heavy accessorizing, heavy layering and stuff, and I really like that aspect of the boho dressing as well. It's not super practical for the summer, but spring, it still gets kind of cold. It still gets like 50, 60 degrees. So I have 2 looks inspired by this boho trend that I'm going to show you guys. One is more of like the laid back, chillaxed one, and then the other is still laid back and chillaxed, but more layered and more for colder spring nights, I guess. So here are those. Okay, next we have jackets styled as tops. So you're just wearing the jacket as the top. You're not wearing it over a top, or you might be, but the jacket's completely buttoned up. It is the top. And I don't mean like a trench coat and then you're just wearing pants underneath it. I mean like little cropped jackets, or like those little double-breasted like short sleeve jackets, little blazer jackets, little mini pea coats. Those are being worn a lot as tops now, and I think it's really cute and I actually really like it. I feel like it's kind of like quirky, you know? And I feel like it's easier for me, at least, to incorporate into my own personal style. Specifically with this trend, I really like seeing the moto jackets as like a top with like a midi skirt and either like a ballet flat or a boot. I just like love the way that looks. It reminds me of like 2006 Free People, like Free People catalogs or Anthropology catalogs. And it kind of reminds me of like my mom for some reason, even though I don't think she literally ever wore anything like that. Just reminds me of my mom. So anything that reminds me of my mom, I'm gonna be a fan of, you know, because she's my mommy. Yeah, I just like the jackets as tops trend. Okay, this next trend is another one that I feel like has evolved from an already existing trend, and it's evolved in a much more mature, palatable way, in my eyes at least. So I'm sure a lot of you remember the balloon hem mini skirts that went super trendy like last year or earlier this year, I can't remember. But you know, the little balloon hem skirts. I honestly was never the biggest fan of them. I have one that I thrifted and it's from like 2008, Forever 21, and it's just a simple black balloon hem skirt. And I've tried styling it, I'm sure I've worn it on the channel before, but I've never worn it out of my house. And it's because for some reason in my mind, these little mini balloon hem skirts remind me of alien costumes. They don't have to be metallic or anything like that. Any of them remind me of alien costumes, and it's specifically the balloon hem mini skirts. I'm a fan of balloon hem mini shorts. I love those. They give circus steampunk vibes. But for some reason, I can't get behind the mini balloon hem skirt. Anyways, I feel like this has evolved into the now tutu skirt that's trending. And I don't mean like the mini ballerina tutus. I mean like long, ruffly, layered tutu skirts, along with straight up petticoats. I've seen a lot of people just wearing petticoats as a skirt, and I think it's beautiful. They're kind of impractical though sometimes, because some of them at least are see-through on the top half, and then the bottom half's like opaque, you can't see through it. But you know, that's fine. Nude underwear exists, slips exist, you can work around it. I don't know. I love like every way I've seen them styled. I love it so much. It even kind of, you can wear it like with the bloquette core, whatever. I feel like that looks better than the little mini skirts with the jersey. Wear it with a long tutu skirt. I actually have a petticoat that I styled for you guys for this video. So I'll show you that outfit here. I love the long tutu skirts. Okay, this next one kind of sounds stupid to say it's a trend, because it just feels like, well, no, duh, like I do that every day. But I've heard it described as layered basics. So a basic little baby tee with a tank top layered over it, a long sleeve with a baby tee layered over it. I have been seeing that so much. An example is Emma Chamberlain. She styles basics very, very, very well. She's obviously not the one who came up with the concept, but you know, Emma Chamberlain has a big following, and I feel like once she came out with her like closet clean out video, I feel like it kind of pushed this layered basics trend out there more. Once again, she is not the one who came up with it. I know that, but you know what I'm saying. Usually I don't like super boring things, like basic things. Nothing's wrong with wearing basic clothing. It's just not what I usually like wearing. But I'm actually kind of intrigued by this. I don't know why, I just am. And maybe it's because I've kind of become recently super like re-obsessed with Emma Chamberlain, so maybe that's why, I don't know. But yeah, I wanted to try it. And I think I can do it in a way that doesn't feel boring to me, you know? Because I'm not gonna lie, like I see the layered basics outfits and I'm like, oh, those are cute. But in my mind, I'm like, oh, it's boring though. Like it's cute, but it's boring, you know? I feel like I have to say again, I'm not being a hater in this video. I feel like I'm using words like boring or basic and it's coming across as me just being mean, or like I'm above you because I dress in a non-basic way. That's not what I'm saying. And I'm sorry if I'm hurting anyone's feelings. I'm not trying to do that. But you guys know me. If wearing all of these things that I've expressed my distaste for make you happy, then wear the things. Be happy. That'll make me happy. I love fashion, you know? I'm just allowed to not participate in certain aspects of it. And that's okay. Okay, when I was reading about this next one and just watching people talk about it, I couldn't help but be a biatch about it. My reaction was, what? And that's spring colors. But some people mention some colors that I haven't typically heard when we discuss spring colors, you know? Usually it's pastels, it's pink, it's lavender. This trend is specifically talking about pistachio and butter yellow and powder blue. I feel like spring colors are always going to come back in spring, so I don't really know what's the point of including them in trend forecast videos, but whatever. Okay, moving on to a less predictable trend. We have ribbon badges, or like competition ribbons. I don't really know what they're called. I think this trend is kind of like the most unique and like least seen trend out of all the ones I'm discussing today. I feel like it's honestly the first time I've seen it. I haven't been alive for very long, and I haven't been in the fashion realm like consciously paying attention to trends for that long either, so maybe it has been a thing, I don't know. But recently I've seen a lot of people wearing these like ribbons on their like their breast pocket thing, or on their hats, or on their skirts, on their bags a lot. And this specifically caught my eye because I was like, that would be such an easy DIY. Like you wouldn't even have to go like buy this item per se. So I actually made one, so let me go get it so I can show you. I filmed the process for you guys as well, so here is the ribbon little badge I made. It has, you know, little pyramid studs on the bottom. I put an old septum ring on it because, you know, I have a huge septum. This kind of looks like a sunflower to me, which low-key bothers me, but whatever. I put buttons in the middle. It has studs, striped fabric on the back, lace, and then I added these little spring color ribbons. I can accessorize with this anywhere. Right here. Pretend I'm wearing a hat. Well, this is kind of really big to put on a hat, but you get the point. I love this trend, and once again it caught my eye because I was like, that's so easy to DIY. Like, that's so cool. I'm not usually one to get like jealous of like people's fashion and what like certain clothing items they have, but I was seeing so many people with these, and I was starting to get like mad that I didn't have one, because I wasn't gonna let myself buy one off of like some Instagram ad or something, and I didn't want to pay like $50+ for something I know I can just make. I mean, it might not look as good as theirs, but who cares? It's me, so I made my own. I'm gonna style this for you guys. So let's cut to me styling it, or let's cut to the outfit, I should say. So I don't know if you knew this or not, but my name is Polka Dot Pigeon, and this next trend that is trending currently is something I'm quite a big fan of. If you couldn't guess, it's polka dots. Polka dots are on the forefront of fashion right now. They're everywhere, literally everywhere, and I can't complain. I love polka dots. They're so nostalgic for some reason. Well, there's a reason. Polka dots remind everyone of ladybugs, right? The ladybugs remind us of our childhood. Childhood is nostalgic. I cracked the code. But yeah, we're just seeing polka dots everywhere. Polka dots on maxi skirts, polka dots on mini skirts, polka dot tank tops, polka dot little bralettes, polka dot bags. I saw a polka dot guitar, polka dot shoes. Polka dots are literally on everything. I don't know if anyone else agrees with this, but I feel like polka dots are just as timeless as like plaid or stripes. I feel like it's a pattern that is always there. It just so happens to be like on everything right now, but it never truly goes away. But with polka dots specifically, I feel like they kind of have more of like a vintage vibe for some reason. Like, it kind of gives me like 50s vibes. I'm not really sure why that is, but I've just always thought of polka dots as like a vintage pattern, and I don't really think there's any wrong way to do polka dots. Like, I think you could get away with wearing a polka dot hat, a polka dot shirt, a polka dot pair of pants, polka dot shoes, and a polka dot bag. It would look fine. I feel like if you did that with like any other pattern, it wouldn't look good, but I feel like for some reason with polka dots, it would be able to be pulled off, you know? Maybe I'm just biased because my name is Polka Dot Pigeon. Who knows? Hi guys, my camera battery died. It's the next day. But how convenient of me to be wearing polka dots right after I just talked about polka dots in that last clip. My hair looks different as well. Still no eye makeup though, because my inner corners actually just started like peeling. The skin just started peeling off, so yippee. Anyways, back to the trends. The next one I'm going to be discussing is kind of just the accessorization of the waist, not only with belts, but with shirts, jackets, scarves, belt bags, fur belts. Everything is being put on the waist. And obviously this, I think, has stemmed from just like convenience, you know? Obviously if it's like hot outside and you're wearing a jacket and you don't want to like hold it, you tie it around your waist. And then like belt bags are super convenient. You don't have to hold the whole purse. You could just have a little fanny pack, belt bag, whatever, instead of a huge old bag, you know? I've actually made a few belt bags out of like old backpacks and stuff. I wasn't gonna show you guys, but I guess I will. Hold on. Well guys, I have some bad news. I can't find them. I literally just put them away like 3 days ago, but I don't remember where I put them. So if I can find some pictures, I'll put them on the screen. I'm sorry, I apologize. But yeah, accessorizing the waist is super trendy right now. And once again, I don't mean just belts, because obviously belts aren't a trend. That's just a staple in fashion, like it actually serves a purpose. Anyways, moving on. This next one is kind of funny that it's trending in like the warmer months, because to me it gives me like winter slash fall vibes, you know? And that's the fisherman slash sailor aesthetic. Well, sailor gives like summer vibes, but fisherman gives me winter fall vibes. So with this fisherman aesthetic, we're seeing like netted bags, boat shoes, nautical vibes, you know, anchors on things. We're seeing sailor hats, sailor collared shirt type vibes, wool sweaters, cuffed jeans, you know, big old cable knit sweaters, which, you know, I feel like cable knit sweaters does not give spring or summer, but that's just me. And that's just what's trending right now. This is not my cup of tea. I'm not a fan of it, so I'm not going to be styling it for the video, just because even if I were to be able to like make it work in a way that feels like me, I honestly probably wouldn't wear it, just because I have no desire to make it feel like me, so whatever. But it is a cute like vibe, you know? And it reminds me of my childhood, because I would often visit this coastal town all the time. I haven't been there in like 2 years. I need to go back. But yeah, just reminds me of happy times, so I have nothing against it. It's just I don't want to try it personally for myself. So as some of you might know, I love hats, specifically fedoras. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be talking about fedoras today, but I'm going to give them a shout out anyways, because I honestly don't think they're ever going to be trendy again, because mainly I feel like they're associated with Discord mods now, and who the heck wants to be associated with that? So like no one's going to wear a fedora. I'm going to wear a fedora though, because you can pull them off in a non-Discord way, obviously. Anyways, we are going to talk about hats though, specifically Baker Boy caps. Those are very, very trendy right now. Low-key, they're always trending. Once again, I feel like there's a lot of these trends in this video that are just repetitive and redundant, and they're like always trending. I'm just speaking what everyone else is saying. So I'm gonna show you a few of my Baker Boy caps that I have. I own quite a lot, so I'm not showing you all of them, but I'll show you some. I have this super cool corduroy green one. This is more of like a fisherman style Baker Boy cap. I don't know, but I wear it all the time, in my videos at least. I have a maroon one. Then I have this brown tweed one, which I also wear this all the time. And the reason I think Baker Boy caps truly never go out of style and are always trending in some capacity is because they can be like worked into so many different styles. Like you can style them super old-fashioned, like 40s vibes, you know? Then you can do like 90s grunge with a Baker Boy cap. You can do 60s vibes. You can do Y2K, you know? Think of like Christina Aguilera and Britney Spears wearing their huge Baker Boy caps and their butt crack showing jeans, you know? They're always gonna be here, and I think for that reason they're timeless. Also kind of in the same realm as a Baker Boy cap, we have more headwear that's trending. We have bonnets. I've seen a lot of lace bonnets, so I decided to make my own. Here it is. This is actually just, I think, 3 pieces of very, very thick lace ribbon that I got at Joann's Fabric, I think. Like, the ribbon is this wide. It has a very, very big width, however you say that. So I honestly just safety pinned a few pieces together. Like, I didn't sew it or anything. Just safety pinned it, made it into this triangle shape, and then I added little lace strings on the ends, just tied them in a knot on the end. This is a very easy DIY. You could literally go thrift lace fabric at the thrift store, safety pin it together into a triangle formation, and then just get little ribbons to tie in the end, and then you have a nice little bonnet. I'm actually going to be styling this for you guys because this is so unlike anything I would usually wear, but for some reason I'm really liking them a lot, and like I think that it would look so cute like with my earrings poking out. It's so like dainty and just, I don't know, I like how it looks a lot. Not to bring up Emma Chamberlain again, but Emma Chamberlain made one of these in one of her YouTube videos and then she wore it to Coachella, and I just thought it was like chic but like still unique and eclectic and stuff. I think they're really cute and they just add like a nice little touch to outfits. So here's the outfit I put together with my DIY little lace bonnet. Okay guys, we've reached the final trend of today's video, and that's gonna be 90s grunge renaissance or revival. This is another thing that always comes back, but usually I feel like it comes back in the fall or winter because I feel like the grunge style involves a lot of like layering or like bigger, baggier clothes, but we're seeing it this spring and summer in full swing. Yeah? I personally am a very big fan of the 90s grunge style, so I wanted to make an outfit for this trend specifically, so here that is. Well, that brings us to the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you, I don't know, gained some inspiration. I did, that's for sure, and that's kind of the whole reason I did this video. And I also wanted to see if I could still enjoy trends while feeling like myself, you know? Because as I already mentioned, usually I just give no mind to trends. I'm just like, whatever, I don't care about them. But I had fun, and I think it was interesting and challenging, and it made my brain twirl and swirl around more than it has been lately. I'm done apologizing to you guys every single video about the gap between uploads. I'm just gonna mention it, but I'm not gonna apologize for it because I have my own garbage going on and I'm trying as hard as I can. So I don't know when the next video will be, hopefully sooner than later, but I appreciate your guys' support and I just know I'm trying and I want to continue to put out good content for you guys. So if I'm not feeling the best, I'm not gonna like push myself to make a half-ass video, you know. I want it to be enjoyable and I don't want my negative, depressing aura to be on camera in full display. So I wait till I am feeling okay mentally to film now. Anyways, hopefully the next video comes sooner than later. I love and appreciate you guys. If you want, you can like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification to get notified whenever I upload. I think that's all. Have a good day, night, morning, whatever time it is where you live. And I'll see y'all later. Bye.